boxing fans here with the Oman, none other than Spencer Oliver. Spence, we're here, Jeddah.
Yeah.
First of all, how was your flight?
Do you know what? My flight was unbelievable, mate. We flew direct, which I'm speaking to most people, and they haven't been flying direct. We flew with Saudi Airlines, yeah. And it was wicked, mate. And by the way, I had the most unbelievable meal I've ever had on a plane. We had Baltic chicken curry, and it was insane. So the flight was good.
Oh, so you've sailed in. Well, I know people who have had 26-hour journeys to get here. So you've had a good one, right?
Mate, we had a direct flight, 6 hours. So yeah, it was really good. We got here we landed 3 a.m. this morning, and it was 41 degrees when we landed. 41 degrees. So hot out there, man. But you know what? Really excited about this week. We're now at the public workout, which where we don't normally. You've been to many of these. We don't normally get anything from these workouts. Guess what? Today we will. Why? Because Alexander Usyk. What weight's he going to come in at? We've heard rumours that he's put on 15 kilograms. Amir Khan said that he's put on 15 kilograms. I think it might have been 15 pounds. But either way, he's put on a lot of weight. But that will tell us what his game plan's going to be. You know, I think he's still going to be light on his feet. He's still going to have that boxing IQ, that movement. But does that give Joshua more of a chance? Does he stand still a little bit more of Joshua? Is he looking for the knockout himself? So, yeah, it's an interesting one, this one. I think Joshua's going to come in light. Usyk, they might be similar sort of weights. So I'm looking forward to seeing the two guys today.
I saw them both yesterday. Anthony Joshua looks very, very lean.
Yeah.
Usyk does look a bit heavier.
Yeah.
So if that was to be the way, if Joshua was to come in leaner, what's the game plan for that then?
Joshua's always best around 17-2, 17-3. That's when he's explosive, and that's what he needs to win this fight. For me, Joshua needs to, tactically got it totally wrong last time. You know, he tried to outbox the best boxer in the world, and it went wrong for him. He got tagged in the third round, and from there on inwards, he sort of lost a little bit of confidence. He was standing back a little bit too much, and Usyk started getting into a rhythm and started landing big shots. 12th round was obviously a big round for Usyk as well, and so he's going to start off from where he left off. He's great at working fighters out. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Usyk's going to go in there and continue the boxing the way that he was, you know, when the last one finished. Joshua's the one that's got to adapt. He's done that before against Andy Ruiz. He's looking to become a 3-time world heavyweight champion. And it's a big ask. We know it's a big ask. But, you know, let's hope that tactically he gets this one right. If he comes in light, that will give him that explosive speed that he needs. We know that he's got the power. And he's got to, like I say, he's got to take it as a 6-round fight. Forget the 12 rounds, when you get into round 8, 9, 10 and fatigue starts setting in. He needs to take the fight to Usyk. He needs to keep his hands up, and it's got to be educated pressure, and he's got to look to land those shots. He's got to try and get this job done. It's going to be an interesting fight.
Is there a danger of coming in too light though? Because Joshua's known to be a little bit heavy. He sort of uses his heaviness, his weight on the other opponent. Then normally he's quite ruthless with his finishing of a fight, but Is there a danger that he might come in too light?
Absolutely, yeah. He's got to be careful, because that's why Usyk's coming in heavy. They could be very similar weights. That may play into Usyk's hands. You know, he may have that. AJ might not have that physical strength to push him around like he did, like he'll want to. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. It really is. See, tactically, that's why I'm looking forward to seeing the guys today and just seeing them loosen out to see what sort of game plan they've both got. Because, it's a really interesting fight. There's a lot on the line for Joshua. He needs a victory here. He needs it big time. I believe he can do it. I think he's got the tools in the locker to do it. But it's whether... I see what he's got to do. He's got to be prepared to take one to land a couple. But last time in that last fight, when he took one, he stood off a little bit. And we don't know that if he's got that psychological damage, he's got to be prepared to take one and just go straight back in and try and land the shots himself, because we know he's got the power to do it. You know, my heart's with Joshua, and I want him to do it. It's a tough ask for him. It really is. Usyk's a great fighter. He's proved that. But Joshua's got the tools to be able to do it. It's whether he can implement that.
The counter question is then, we've all talked about Joshua. It's all been, and what can Anthony Joshua do to win? But Alexander Usyk, is there more levels to Alexander Usyk than we saw when he faced Anthony Joshua the first time around?
Absolutely, I believe there is. I think Usyk proved that in that first fight with Joshua, because we all felt that Joshua was an overwhelming favourite. We thought that Joshua's size and his power would be too much for Usyk, and he'd probably catch Usyk and catch him early. But Usyk proved that actually, listen, I can deal with the big heavyweights. I can take the shots, because he took some big shots, and I can give it back. You know, that's where Usyk's one of those rare breeds that his boxing IQ is incredible, and he boxes well on the back foot, and he wears opponents down. He makes them work when they're not even working, but he can also tough it out when he has to. He can bite down on a gum shield, and that's what makes him special. That's what makes special fighters, when they can tick all those boxes. And Usyk proved in the fight against Joshua that I can deal with the big boys in this heavyweight division. We never believed that he could do that. We thought he'd be too small, but he's proved that he's not.
I think, like you said at the start, we can agree that maybe Anthony Joshua got the tactics wrong. This time around, we do need him to use his force if he is to win the fight. But saying that, though, we've seen Alexander Usyk take a few punches and sort of shown that he's got a chin on him. But is Anthony Joshua's power different? When he's at his best, when he's at his premium weight, there's certain fighters in that division that have got different powers. Someone like Deontay Wilder, Joshua's got that power. We've seen Tyson Fury be able to finish people off now. Do you feel like Anthony Joshua's power is different compared to what Usyk might have faced?
Joshua's power is the elite level heavyweight power. You know, Joshua is one of those guys that if you're sitting at ringside, you know, when we commentate at ringside and Joshua hits his opponents, you can feel the vibration. That's probably the best way to describe it. You know, it's that different sound that you get from a normal guy hitting a shot where you go like, I'm actually feeling it as they're landing. Joshua, and I know him from obviously from going back right from our amateur days, but Joshua, or from his amateur days, but Joshua's power is insane. That's why you've always got to give him a chance. He's explosive. It'd be interesting to see what weight he comes in at, because if he comes in around 17.2, 17.3, it's going to be interesting, because that's where he's very explosive. Early 17s is where it's at, and I think that's what his game plan is going to be. He's going to look to be going in there explosive and throwing combination punches and looking to catch Usyk, because if he catches him, he'll stay cool. Joshua's a great finisher. That's what he is good at, you know. So yeah, he's got to look at this as a sort of 6-8 round fight and take the fight to Usyk and sort of take the gamble. I think he can do it. I do think he can do it, but Usyk will start the overwhelming favourite.
Who do you think's the most nervous coming into this fight?
Usyk's putting a lot on the line coming in here. Like, not putting a lot on the line, but he's fighting for a lot. You know, he went to buy the TV rights for his country in the Ukraine so everybody could watch that. The Saudis kindly gifted it to him. You know, so it shows you what it means for him. He's a very passionate guy. He's passionate about his country. That's really important. That's going to give him added incentive, you know, and he's been training like a demon. You can see that. You know, been following his training. He's been training really hard. So with what's going on in the Ukraine at the moment at war, and Usyk was at war for them as well, and they released him from that war, he's a proud man. He's going to want to be doing it. So he's going to be giving something different in there, you know. He's going to be pushing it that extra little mile, and that's not good for Joshua, because he's a guy on a mission. You know, when you look at all these things, you go through the layers of it all. It's not just about the rematch and right, they're going to get back in there. There's certain things have happened to both guys since that last fight. Now they're colliding again. It's an interesting fight. It really is. I can't wait. I can't wait.
How do you see it playing out? I'm going to get you to sort of not give a prediction, because sometimes it can be difficult, but how do you see the fight possibly playing out?
Yeah, I can't really give a prediction at the moment, because I want to see both guys, I want to be around them. I've got to interview them both yet, and I just want to sort of get inside their heads a little bit and all that. But how do I see it playing out? It plays out one or two ways, right? I think that Joshua goes out there, he starts fast, he tags Usyk, and if he tags him, he might get the job done inside 3 or 4 rounds. On the flip side, if Usyk goes out there and he starts controlling stuff early, he might get Joshua out of there inside 7 or 8 rounds. That's where we're at, which is bizarre, because it's like, I know that's sitting on the fence totally, but that's the reality of what can happen in this fight. That's why we're all so excited.
It's crazy though, because we are giving these sort of outcomes, but when you look at the first fight, Alexander Usyk sort of...
He schooled him, man. He schooled him, that's what I'm saying. So on what basis do I give Joshua a chance on taking him out inside 3 or 4 rounds? I'm just basing it on his explosive punch power. But in reality, is that going to be enough? Who knows?
Fair enough.